Action.
What's up? This is Keith Kalfas. In this video I want to do a property walk with you. This job right now is $7,700 and after change orders it'll probably be over 8 grand. But come over here. I've been taking on a little bit bigger projects this year just because it's just the nature of the business and what's working for me. So I want to share with you kind of step by step what we're doing, because these are the questions and things that I struggled with and used to get anxiety about taking on slightly bigger jobs or maintenance jobs in the past, and now I like them and I prefer them, and I want to move up into 15, 20K range as quickly as possible. And what it really boils down to is doing it, going through the hiccups, not making the money you wanted to make, things taking longer than expected, all the things going wrong that you didn't expect, and having to deal with and iron out all those issues until you get to the point where you can anticipate all that stuff in advance because you've already been through it. It's really just the order and the process of it just boils down to experience. It really blows my mind how I see some of these guys on YouTube that get into the business and literally within the first year or two they're doing $1 million. I'm like, am I stupid? I'm stupid. Or you're just a genius, or you have some type of very high IQ that I don't or didn't, or you don't have all the weird fears associated with all the weird little liabilities. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm the type, I would like exacerbate, is that the right word, things in my head and make them out to be worse than what they really are. But anyways, if you look over here, in this job, this is the main part of the job. There was 5 pine trees here. They're all 30 feet each. Is to remove all these jack pine trees because they were getting needles all over the place. And then the whole landscape bed was just covered in needles and all these dark pebble beach stones right here. Oh, there's a zoom on that too. Here we can like zoom in and out if you want. But remove it all the way down to grade and then grind all of these stumps. Once all the stumps are completely ground, clean it out, take all the grinds away, reset the grade, and then plant all brand new arborvitaes instead. Once that's done, we're putting all brand new weed barrier fabric with fresh pins, cleaning up all the way around the edging, repairing the grade, and then putting brand new decorative stone on top. So I've called out Miss Dig, which whenever before you dig, you call them. In Michigan it's called Miss Dig, and then they come out and they stake the flags to make sure there's no underground utilities or lines where you're going to be digging, right? And then aside from that, creating a list of everything. So if we come back around this way, while another thing I'm learning, you're on a quote, this is the biggest thing I've learned of all. While I'm on a quote with a customer, excuse me, I have to edit that part out now, and I wanted this to be a one-take video, but today you can't even like cough or have allergies without somebody, I'm not making fun of it, but Jesus. Do I get good headroom? Just a little bit of headroom? Okay, so a customer calls you to do one thing, but while you're on the property, you're not trying to sell them anything, you're just trying to create value. You point out all the other things that could be done. It's called creating packages or upsells. So if the customer just wants this stuff trimmed, you say, okay, well, I thought we could get out of the yard this way. Okay, well, we can do a whole property trim. You need any landscaping done? We can literally redo your entire landscape if you market that, promote that, advertise that. And I've literally just a few $100s worth of work for a customer. There's another job we're about to do, it's like double the size of this. Just was a simple little tiny quote, and then very quickly it turned into this deeper conversation with the customer where I spent 45 minutes, and now it's going to be an entire job because the customer's like, now that I'm standing here and we're actually talking about this, all this work really needs to get done. You know, so there's different parts in the timeline of when a customer is cold. You don't really want to communicate with them at that place because they don't even know or don't even care that there's a problem, or they want to spend money on what's a luxury service. But then as they start to get warm, it's when they start looking around and say, man, I'm gonna have to do something with this at some point. We're gonna have to make some changes. When they start to get hot, that's when there's conversations going on or in their household that it's really now become a sore spot or thumb or a thorn in their side. There's all different reasons why, but they're like, that's when they're actively going on Google and they're looking for a solution. They're picking up the phone, they're calling, and then when they're past hot, they're boiling hot, that's when they've got their checkbook out and they're looking for a contractor. Like, I need this problem solved immediately. I need this pain point off. That's one thing. Another thing is some people, they're always have projects going on and they're always quote unquote spending money on things. And if you keep in mind that landscaping is a luxury service for the most part, then back up. I feel weird because I have people standing right here that can hear everything I'm saying, and like potentially people all looking at me, but I have to get over that. See, I've been making videos for years and years and years, but there's certain things I don't want to say very loudly that would make people perceive me in a certain way, so that I would love to say right now to you. But the biggest thing of all, here's what, and I'll end this video with this, it really boils down to your sub-communication when you're communicating with the client and walking the property with them. They can feel just by your body language and your confidence in the way that you talk that you are the person for the job. You've done this 1,000 times and you have no inconsistency in your energy or body language that shows that maybe you're uncertain. It's all about certainty. When they feel you're absolutely certain and you have all the clout to back it up, you have all the positive reviews on Google that you've built over time by asking the customers to leave you a well-worded review on Google, on your website. They go on your website, it looks very professional, and this is what really helps that whole process along. So when all these things line up, you do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. You are credible and professional and you're licensed and insured, and you give them a professional proposal. You have other people on the internet saying that you've done a good job. You can show the pictures, the customer pictures. You know all of your pricing and all the lingo right off the top of your head just when you're talking to the customer. They can tell just by the way you talk and carry yourself that this is something you do every single day. I believe that it just feels right. Or sometimes it doesn't matter how they feel, it mathematically has to be right. But these little subtle distinctions have taken me from a guy who was running around broke, killing myself, not making any money in this business, and hating this business and wanting to get out of this business and being depressed and feeling trapped in this business at points, to now I like it again. It's fun. It's like a game to me, and it's fun taking on these projects because all it is just a bunch of little jobs grouped together in one job. And if you know how to project plan and you know your cost of goods sold, you know what your numbers are, you know all the landscape suppliers and the places that you can dump, you have all the tools on hand that you've invested in, it gets to the point where you have everything you need to do any of these jobs. And that's when you can start to just take on little things maybe you haven't done before. That's the last thing. Whenever you get into shit that you don't know what you're doing, that's when a job can turn into like a nightmare or give you that pit in your stomach where you're gambling. So I try to take those little tiny things and those things just very small in stride. I used to, when I first started this business, I was so desperate for money that I would quote some customers $20,000 patio, and I literally had no clue, and I was calling other contractors to show up to the job site and bid it and help me, and literally making no money because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So I think if you stick with what you know, get really good at it. There's so many things that I could say and so many people that will disagree with what I'm saying that That's why a lot of people don't make videos about this stuff. Because really, if you're gonna make a video like I am right now, you have to just stand in your own square and speak your own truth for what's real for you, and speak that out, and then people will take the value that they get from it and discard what they don't like. Because you can click to the next video and there's some guy saying something completely different than what I'm saying. Anyways, I hope that helps you. I hope that serves you. I'm about to jump back on this. I got a bunch of phone calls to return. And anything is easy once you know how to do it. Hey, check out this other video I just did with there's a bunch of them. There's this one video about weed barrier fabric. I'll put the link right here up top. It's this interesting thing I've learned about landscape projects and how to properly quote and install weed barrier fabric. It's a huge thing that used to mess me up and just kill me on these jobs. I'll put it right above me or the link in the below this video. All right, if you like this video, subscribe.